But if you don't have a well thought out plan for the first time you hit the woods, you're most likely planning to fail. Hi, I'm Adam Lewis and welcome to Deer IQ and our High IQ video series. What's the best way to tag a good buck the first week or even the first day of archery season? Well, we're going to look at a few key things you need to know to help you do just that in this video. Before we do, a couple things real quick, especially if you're new here. First, you'll notice we have an IQ ranking system where beginner is 1 IQ, intermediate is 5 IQ, and 10 IQ is our advanced content. This is true for our podcasts as well as our blogs and videos, so you can best get content to meet you where you're at. This is a 5 IQ video and I'm pretty sure everyone will get something out of it. We even have a free journal that goes along with our curriculum-based podcast. If you take your deer hunting seriously and really want to fast track your growth, I invite you to check that out. And stay to the end because I have a few takeaways and challenges for you that I really think you'll get something out of. All right, now to the keys to killing a hammer or slammer buck the first week or first day of archery season. Before you know it, states around the country will begin falling like dominoes as they kick off the most anticipated event in the hunting world, whitetail archery season. You've been daydreaming about it probably all summer, but if you don't have a well thought out plan for the first time you hit the woods, you're most likely planning to fail. Fact is, you need a tested strategy that works time and time again to fill tags on bruiser bucks the first few days you hit the woods. We're going to break it down into public land and private land hunters. Why? Hunting pressure in your area will greatly determine the strategy you want to employ for early season as well as the rest of the year. In this video, think of private land as low pressure and public land as high pressure, although you may need to adjust your strategies according to the relative pressure in your area. Public land, develop a quick hitter. When I was playing high school basketball, we had several plays we could pull out of our back pocket to score a quick bucket. These were strategic, well-designed, well-executed plays for specific situations. Because of this, many times these were game changers. If you're a public land hunter, you need the same thing, a quick hitting strategic hunt to take that big buck by surprise before he knows what hit him. Because an army of hunters will descend on the woods those first few days of season, you need to get to that slammer buck before he feels the pressure and changes his patterns. You just have a day or two to do this. Hopefully you know some good spots and have several target bucks located due to your summer scouting, glassing, and other scouting you've done. In this scenario, taking risks to get to where these bucks are moving during daylight is necessary. You may just get one shot though, so plan it well. This could be hunting a field edge, but more than likely will include pushing a bit closer to bedding areas and going for short transition zones just off bedding areas. After 1 or 2 days, you'll need to adjust most likely due to pressure you may place on the deer or other hunters in the area. Once a few days tick off and you haven't slammed one yet, you now need to start scouting other hunters. Look for areas where deer have not been pressured yet, where they are still maybe responding in their normal summer-like patterns. This gives you a phase 2 of sorts to get that first chance before they realize they're being hunted. If you find that overlooked spot, make sure you keep it fresh and unpressured as long as possible. So properly managing your scent, visual, and sound impact are essential in accomplishing this. Meticulously plan your entry, exit, and how you'll access your ambush locations for certain winds and your strategic strike. Bottom line, you have a chance or two before the deer wise up. You need to hit quickly before the inevitable game of deer hunter pinball begins, so develop a quick hitter for multiple locations on your target bucks to get the first quick crack at them. When doing summer scouting, you need not only to identify a handful of shooter bucks, but also how shootable you think each one is. Identify where he's bedding, how he's accessing the preferred food source, what conditions are present when he does this, and strategize a plan to intercept him. Based on these things, then analyze and rank your ability to realistically pull off a hunt for each deer. This will tell you where to start for the most high odds first quick hitter. Wait until the opener to let conditions tell you which is your best bet for morning and evening of day one, and implement your strategic strike.
Yeah.
So do you like this video so far? If you do, I invite you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new high IQ videos, and maybe share this with a buddy who you think might benefit. Also, do you know your Deer IQ? Do you think you're really deer smart? Why don't you take our Deer IQ test and find out? It's fun and easy, and it's linked below. And if you like our content, I invite you to consider being a Patreon and financially supporting Deer IQ. It takes time and money to do this and to keep great educational content coming. The link's below to see different levels of contribution, so your support is greatly appreciated. Okay, now back to keys for private land. Private land, run the marathon. If public, high pressure hunting is about hitting quick and taking big risks, then private is just the opposite. Aggressively hunt your private land hotspot and it will fizzle out quicker than a sprinter in a marathon. Starting slowly and pacing yourself will actually give you the most quality hunts and the most chance to slam a hammer in the shortest time frame. Since you have more control, you can keep your area low pressure and therefore good hunting, hopefully all season, if you treat it right. Going low impact and conservative is the key. Hunt fringes and observation stands early on to where you have a little intrusion. Use easy access food sources with rock solid entry and exit routes only, and if you don't have the right wind, stay out. Make sure all your gear is absolutely silent and that you have no way for deer to smell, hear, or see you. This will take self-control regarding where you hunt, when you hunt there, and sometimes refraining from going out when conditions aren't just right. As season progresses though, you can start pushing more into whitetail core areas, but realize every time you do this, you're increasing pressure and therefore changing deer behavior. This doesn't mean that you cannot get a quick hit on a good buck, especially based on intel from summer and early fall scouting, or when current intel like fresh sign or trail camera data tells you a shooter is daylight active where you can shoot him. In fact, you should make a killer plan to put down that hammer buck while he's still at home and before he possibly wanders during the pre-rut and during the rut. It does mean, however, that you shouldn't take big risks and put your whole season in jeopardy for one Hail Mary hunt. So adapt these strategies to your particular hunting areas and you will drastically increase your chances to slam an early season hammer buck week one, maybe even day one. As promised, here are your high IQ takeaways and challenges. Do you have a strategy to locate bucks before season that you can target? If not, formulate one now. Once you've found several good bucks on summer patterns, analyze your abilities to hunt them and rank these according to your ability to actually hunt them based on conditions. Then formulate first day plans. And consider downloading and starting to use the Deer IQ Journal. It's free, it's linked below, and it's a great tool to go along with our curriculum-based podcast to be a greater hunter. And we'll see you on the next Deer IQ High IQ video.